and welcome to another episode of Apothecary Wisdom. Today we're getting ready and preparing for Thanksgiving because it's right around the corner. And whether you're going to stay home or you're going to travel with your kids, today we've got you covered. We're going to talk about how you can travel smart, how you can have a satisfying experience with your loved one, with your family. And I also have a really special gift for you and a really powerful message that I want you to listen to because you're a part of, and I couldn't do this without you, and I'm so grateful for you. My name is Maria Chaudhary. I'm a midwife and herbalist and the creator and founder of Birthsong Botanicals. And today we're going to cover a couple different things. We're going to talk first about the traveling. Then we'll talk about staying at home, and then we'll talk about the special gifts and the message. As always, we're recording this live. I'm just giving you some background information. We're recording this live. It's on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'm in front of the camera, and even though it's live, I can't see any of the comments. Heaven is behind the camera. She can moderate and comment back and answer questions. And in the flow of the conversation, if questions pop up or comments, I want you to communicate. We're all in this together, right? We're doing this together. And so I want you to communicate. And then when there's a pause in the conversation, then I'll respond and answer. So let's get started. Is there anybody listening or live or anyone I want to say hi to?
We have one person joining us, and it's Pritam.
Oh,
hello,
yay. Hi. Pritam, are you going to be traveling with your loved ones this holiday season? If so, I hope you bring your herbs. Okay. Let's get started, and let's really start talking about ways you can stay healthy as you travel this holiday with your kids. This primary conversation is going to be about keeping your kids healthy. Because when you're traveling, either you're going to be traveling by plane or in your own vehicle or in a big group of people, you've got a lot to think about, a lot to consider, a lot to pack. And you have a lot of these priorities. Your priority is to arrive safe and have a good time. And one of your top priorities is to keep everybody healthy. Because it really is a damper and a downer on your trip when you're stuck in a hotel room or somebody's guest room and you're having to take care of a sick child, especially when you don't have your herbs with you. So let's talk about some of the reasons why people, especially children, why they're so susceptible to getting sick over the holidays, and then what to take with you on your trip. So one of the reasons children get so sick over the holidays is the weather. The weather is really inconsistent, right? We have some sunny days, and then the next day it's icy and cold. Or if you live in Arkansas like we do, you can have a sunny morning and an ice storm by afternoon. And so when children are caught out in the cold, caught out in the wet cold or the windy cold, and the wind is on their neck or on their ears and they're not covered, or even on their bellies and on their kidneys. You know, little kids, their clothes don't fit them good. They're always kind of wiggling out of their clothes, and so when the wind is cold on their kidneys, they can get really susceptible to coughs and earaches and just getting sick in general. So the weather is a part of it. And another part of it is we're traveling during the cold and flu season, right? And so when you travel, we're exposed to all these new bacteria and these new viruses. And on one hand, in the long run, that's a good thing. It helps strengthen our immune system. But in the short term, it usually means that we get sick, right? And when you're traveling on a plane, you have to remember that there are millions of people from every corner of the globe that are traveling and passing through these airports and in the plane. And the plane's air is being circulated and compressed, and we're all breathing the same cabin room air. Another thing is you're traveling with your kids, and they are so cute. right? And of course, grandma's gonna hug them, and auntie's gonna hug them, and the uncle's gonna hug them, and then they're gonna share food with their cousin and drink after their sister, and then that's just how germs get spread, right? And they're gonna mix their glass up with somebody else's glass and drink all of it, and that's just how germs spread, and that's another reason they're gonna get sick. And what else? Also, allergies. So when you're traveling, you could be staying in this like gorgeous hotel or a really nice guest room, or you could be sleeping on the couch and your kids could be making a pallet on the floor. And on the floor, you know, no judgment, but there's dust, there's pet dander, and then you've got this beautiful fireplace, and because of the holidays, and so you've got wood smoke and you've got all this debris. And these allergens are really irritating to your upper respiratory tract, and you can get susceptible to your coughs and your stuffy nose, and those can lead to earaches. And then also allergens. I mean, how many of your children, or how many of you have children that have food allergies? I mean, I know I do. And so you are diligent and committed to your child's diet, and then you go to a family event, and I promise they're not trying to sabotage you or undermine your parenting style. It's just that they don't know. They don't get it like you do. They don't read all the labels like you do. And so it's easy for gluten and wheat and dairy and preservatives and high fructose corn syrup and all the colors, all that stuff can just seep into the meal. That's just part of it, right? And another piece of it is like the rest of your normal life. You're like, okay, kids, did you eat your vegetables? Did you eat your fruit? Did you get your grain? Did you get your protein? You're all on it. But then somehow on the holiday, like there's this voice that comes out of you and you're like, did I just say this? I did just say, sure. Have another cookie. Yeah, eat some pie. Oh yeah, another candy cane. Yeah, you can share that soda. Right? Your kids are not used to that much sugar. And then here we are as adults. Oh yeah, I'll have another glass of wine, or I'll drink some more coffee, or you're gonna eat a sweet treat too. We're not used to that much alcohol and caffeine and sugar either. And so all these things are breaking down our immune system. And especially when we're eating all the wheat and dairy and all those beautiful, comfort, delicious foods, those are really mucus-rich, mucus-causing foods. I don't want to scare you from food because that's why we travel. Like the delicious food, the new foods, the aroma, the flavors. I mean, we're going there for a meal, right? So I really want you to enjoy the food and enjoy it. And what else? I didn't even mention traveling is a big challenge, is getting the sleep you need. Because whether you're sleeping on that nice guest bed or on the couch or on the floor or on the blow-up air mattress, no matter what, your first couple days away from home, you just don't get the rest you need, right? And then your children are all excited. They haven't ever seen that cousin before, or they're hopped up on sugar, or all the allergens, or there's a whole host of reasons why you're not sleeping good. But adding the sleep to the new pathogens, to the dairy, to the cold, to the stress of traveling and the stress of being in a family environment, that's just a recipe for getting sick. But never fear, because you're going to go on this trip. It's going to be fun, you're going to have a good time, and you're going to travel smart. And these are my suggestions of things you could take with you so that you can have a really enjoyable, satisfying trip with your family. Okay, the first one I always like to bring is Children's Immune Boost. Children's Immune Boost, think of it as an antimicrobial. It is a powerhouse at fighting infection. It is my go-to herb when anyone in my family has a fever or any sort of illness or infection. No matter where it is, topically, internally, where it is in the body, this is my go-to. And then, an ounce of prevention is worth more than the pound of cure. So we always travel with our Children's Daily Immune, and it's blended with astragalus root. So astragalus root is really wonderful at bolstering strengthening, fortifying your immune system so that you're not susceptible to getting the illness in the first place. There's one thing I want to say though about children's daily immune is particularly about astragalus root. Astragalus root is great at prevention of an illness and great at the recovery of an illness, but it is not recommended for the acute phase because it will worsen the symptoms. So the fever will run hotter, all the pain will be worse, makes all the symptoms worse. Don't do that, right? Avoid that before and after. And we talked a lot about allergies, we talked about the dust and the dander, we talked a lot about the food allergies, and all that stuff leads to congestion. And so children's respiratory support is blended with thyme and elderberry. Elderberry has been studied extensively, and it is been shown to reduce or shorten the durations of flu symptoms. So that means shorten the duration of a fever, shorten the duration of a headache, of a cough, of body aches. If that's the case, then you're going to want this with you no matter where you are. You want this to stay with you. Also, elderberry and thyme, they're both really wonderful decongestant herbs. What else do I take? I also take stomach soother with us because this is a classic remedy of peppermint, ginger, and fennel seeds. You know, remember, we're traveling for a meal. We just talked about all the foods, all the new foods, especially young children. Some of these children have never eaten this food before, and it's never entered their body before, right? Also, you're traveling for long hours, maybe on the plane or in the car, and there might be motion sickness. They might be nervous from meeting new people. They might have gas, heartburn, acid reflux, all forms of indigestion. Also, when you're not at your home, you're just a little out of sync, and so they might be constipated. And if your child is constipated, stomach soother is really helpful for that. So that's a must take too. And then we have children's tranquility. Children's tranquility is blended with chamomile and catnip. And it is great for on those long trips. You know, you want your child to just try to settle down as much as possible. It's really hard for them to be in the plane and to be in the car for a long period of time. They start wiggling, they start whining, they're really restless, they want to be there, they don't understand, they're frustrated, their stomach hurts, you know, they're just uncomfortable all around. So children's tranquility helps them feel more comfortable in their body and more settled in their spirit. Also, children's tranquility will be really good for everyone at night to help everyone get the sleep they need because you're all sleeping as a family in this new environment and no one's sleeping well. And then also it's going to be really helpful when you're in this family event, and it's going to touch and stir up some of your emotions, and you might need to, as the parent, might need to take a breath and remove yourself and like come to your center, and children's tranquility will help you do that too. So I would bring it. And then we also have our earache relief oil that I bring because it's a little bit newer to the collection, but there was a time on one of our family trips that our son went swimming and had water in his ear. And so essentially he had swimmer's ear, but nonetheless it was really painful. Granted, it wasn't over the holidays, it was over the summer. But I would still bring it if I were you, if your child is prone to or susceptible to earaches and ear infections, because they're going to be eating all these new foods and all this sugar is going to trigger that. Or particularly if your child is already stuffy and already kind of coughing and has a little bit of a runny nose, I would take the earache relief oil because earaches typically follow a runny nose, a stuffy nose, and a cough, and they happen at night. And when they happen at night, they're intense and the child is crying and they're in a lot of pain, and you don't always have, when you're traveling, access to go get what you need to help them feel better. So I would take that with you on the front end. You know, another thing I would bring too is healing salve. Healing salve is great for cuts and scrapes and skin and burns. And it's not like the typical bug bite season, but it is always the season for healing salve because the wind can chap your skin, your cheeks, or when they have runny nose and they have really chapped skin or their lips are chapped. And you could blend some essential oils into your healing salve and rub it on your chest or rub it on their feet for a decongestant. And then also for burns, you're at this holiday, there's like candles all over the place, the kitchen is busy, people are cooking, pulling turkeys out of the oven, and you got the fireplace going, and there's hot drinks and beverages, so there's a potential for a burn also. So these are the core things that I recommend that you should consider taking with you on your trip, right? And I know it sounds like a lot, but if you think about it, it's really not that much because each one of these items is in a small 1 ounce bottle and they're real easy to give. They don't require any special refrigeration or storage. They're small enough to take on the plane with you. You just have to give them a few drops in their mouth. They're all alcohol-based, or sorry, that's not true. None of them are alcohol-based. They're all glycerin-based, so they're super sweet and easy to take. Just a few drops under their tongue or in their drink. I say that, but then you don't put the eardrops in the mouth. You put the eardrops in their ears. So these are my recommendations to support you so that when you go on this trip, you're healthy, you have a good time. I know you're going to have a good time. I want you, when you go on this trip, to eat great foods, hug your family, eat some sweet treats, live a little, right? Bond with your family. This is a memory. Always remember, I have to remind myself when I get stressed out and I feel like I'm going through the motions. It's just these are the good old days. And remember that when you're out with your family this holiday. All right. I see Heaven looking at something. She's going to chime in.
Raising Sanders wants to know if these products are vegan.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are vegan, except the healing salve is not vegan. The healing salve, it has beeswax in it. It's such a great preservative, and it's medicinal in its own right. But other than that, all the products are vegan except our salves. So that's a great question. Thanks. Any other questions?
Not currently.
Okay. So let's segue in and talk about something for all of you that are going to be staying home with your loved ones. Of course, all these herbs will work, whether you're home or abroad or far or, keep them close to you either way, because it is cold and flu season, and you still have all those foods and all those allergies and all the kisses and hugs, and that whole package is still with you. The benefit of being at home is that you have your own resources and you don't have to try to take it in a tiny little bag. That's the prior, and you sleep better. And you have your own space. There's a lot of benefits to both. So let's think about you guys that are staying home, and really those that are traveling, is just that holiday events, they require us to show up, right? They require our best selves to show up. So my first recommendation is to practice self-care right now. So Thanksgiving is next week. So you have a week, right? A week to get that walk in, get some walks in, get some yoga in, do some qigong stretches. A week to kind of get clear on what you're going to make, get clear on some effective communication. Utilizing this week to prepare you will really help you be more enthusiastic and more present with your family. So that's tip number 1. Prepare now and practice deep self-care practices. The next thing is when it comes to cooking, just cook what you love. Just cook your favorite thing. Keep it simple, right? And shoot, you don't even have to cook, really. You could just get some food from the co-op or from Whole Foods. Really, it's foods that you love. The other thing is a reminder to some of you is to not do it all yourself. Allow help and actually accept the help. Accept the help in terms of the cooking, accept the help in terms of the cleaning, accept the help in terms of taking care of the kids, accept the help in terms of the preparation. Really allow yourself to receive help and don't take it on. The other thing is to set some healthy boundaries. And this kind of starts to come with your self-care practice in the beginning, is set some healthy boundaries. Like some examples of healthy boundaries are being real clear of where you're going to meet, what time you're going to eat, and being like really clear and delegating of who's going to bring what. And then that way it's not a surprise and a jumble at the very end when you're winging it last second. And so that's kind of a boundary, right? Another boundary is a little bit challenging right now considering what's happening in the news, but like try not, at least for the meal, try not to talk about politics or any other one of those core gut-wrenching values that you don't see eye to eye on with your person sitting across the table from you. Save that for after the meal when there's room for you to get up and walk around and create space. Those are good times to have conversations like that. Let the meal be just enriched and dressed with gratitude. What else? Oh, the other thing I want to remind you of is like a big part of these holidays that bring a lot of stress to us is because we have unrealistic expectations. Either we have unrealistic expectations of others or of ourselves, that we think other people are putting it on us. Like, oh, my house should have been cleaner. I should have looked nicer. I should have cooked more food. I should have. So no shitting all over yourself. Shitting is not a part of a satisfying experience. The other thing is, remember, all of us we're going through something. Everyone at that table is going through something. All of us needs a little bit of compassion, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of space. So I encourage you every once in a while, just take a step back, right? Take a deep breath. I mean, right now, let's just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. Anchor yourself in your center, right? Show compassion to yourself and to others. And when you can show a little compassion, a little kindness and understanding, that a lot of this is just a pattern. We're just trapped in a pattern that happens again and again. And maybe through a little space and a little compassion, these patterns can get shifted and reframed. So those are my tips and recommendations for having a more satisfying and fulfilling interaction with yourself as you're preparing. I don't want you to be so stressed out. And then afterwards, hopefully that you're not completely exhausted and wiped out. And then during the meal, food tastes so much better when it's dressed in kindness. Great. This is a good time. I'm going to have a pause and have a sip. Okay. Remember, I'm going to still have a pause and a sip. All right. Okay. So, I have some things I want to share with you, and I really want to mirror to you and reflect back to you my gratitude that I have for all of you in my life. You've really just enhanced and enriched me personally and professionally and spiritually and soulfully in all the ways. So thank you for that. And I also kind of want to reflect back a little bit of where we've been. We started doing these lives, I believe, in the end of August or early September. And we've had a lot of meaningful conversations. You know, we've talked a lot about deep fatigue and depletion, and we've talked a lot about getting good quality sleep and how to cope with stress in your life and how to harmonize our hormones. What else have we talked about? We've talked about manifesting our desires. We've gotten to know quite a bit about herbs. We've talked about our immune health, about fevers and coughs and colds. All those conversations have been meaningful and in-depth, and they're all kind of coming together at this point in time, kind of bringing together at this point in time. And based on those conversations, Heaven and I have put together a whole bunch of gift sets. We've bundled all these herbs together, and we've made a whole, like 5 or 6 new gift sets that we didn't have before, and we're just bringing them out and introducing them to you. And I'm really grateful. We have gift sets, like, I'm just going to start from the top. We have gift sets for pregnancy. We have gift sets for fertility, for conception, to improve your chances of fertility and conception. We have gift sets for menstruation. We also have gift sets for like whole woman menstruation, so that's even a fuller gift set. We have bundles for stress relief and for anxiety support, for immune health, for children, for newborns, for birth. We have like for birth and recovery, for cesarean births and recovery, from after a miscarriage, after a loss. We have gift sets that span from your entire pregnancy, through your birth, through your postpartum, through your breastfeeding, and for your children. We have gift sets. Now we have 2 gift sets for breastfeeding moms. Those are just off the top of my head. Did I miss any?
We have a deluxe gift set.
Oh, okay, that's the one that goes all the way from pregnancy through birth and postpartum recovery, and for children. That's a really powerful one. And so I want to tell you more about them, because I'm really proud, because it's been, this last few months have been an opportunity for me to show up in the world in new ways. And actually, I know this might sound small to some of you, but it's actually a really big deal, creating new products, meeting the needs of women and children all over the world. It means a lot to me, so I want to share them. We also have this, Thanksgiving holiday. We just talked about being present with our family and staying healthy. The immediately following Thanksgiving is this whole phenomenon. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called Black Friday. and then there's Small Business Saturday. And then there's Cyber Monday. And then there's Givingtuesday. And actually, for us, those are big deals. And so they take a lot of preparation to be ready for them, to make these offerings. And I want to share with you all of our platforms and the offerings that we have. And the one that I'm the most proud of are the gift sets, because they are by far the best deal and value of the year, and you can only find them on our website. So I'm just going to illustrate an example of some of the value. So Heaven mentioned that gift set, that deluxe gift set. So I'll just talk about that one first. So if I were to individually take all the pieces of that deluxe gift set and put it together, I'm looking at my notes here, it would cost over $126, so about $130. But then when we put it in a gift set on an every day on our website, we sell it for $108. And then on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday weekend, it's $81. So that means it's $45 off. That's like 3 products for free. So that's really a good value. I feel generous with that. Another one is the children's gift set we just talked about, all the ones to take with you or to have with you at home during the cold and flu season, or to take with you on your travels. And that one's right here. And that one, if I were to put all these pieces together, that would be $88, $87, and then we normally just have it for $75. So that's already a deal. You already get free products with that one. But then the weekend of the big sale, it's $60. So wow, that's a pretty good deal there too. And then I have another one that I wanted to highlight, was the pregnancy one. The pregnancy one has our new chlorophyll in it. And oh my goodness, if any of you are my clients that are listening that I've attended your birth, you will know how the value and the importance I placed on chlorophyll in my practice, I promise you, I would go to every home visit I went to, every single home visit I went to, I would say, hey, where's your chlorophyll? Show me your chlorophyll. Let me see where it's at. And so every one of my clients, hundreds of them, would prepare for their birth by taking chlorophyll before their birth, immediately after their birth, and during their postpartum recovery. And now we have chlorophyll as part of our Birth Song Botanicals collection. I just feel really just fulfilled and enlivened by that. And so that's in our gift set. And just to illustrate some of the numbers here, the pregnancy gift set would be $63 individually, and then $50 collectively on a normal day, which is already great. And then on Black Friday, Cyber Monday day, it's less than $35. So that's $30 off for you to just prepare for your birth, for you to feel well nourished, for you to feel supported and be well oxygenated and not have anemia, and that means you can recover so much faster postpartum. I've already talked about the benefit of all these gift sets for hours in other videos, so I'm not going to linger on all the benefits of each one of these things, but I do want to illustrate. And those of you that have been listening to Apothecary Wisdom, you know that we come from such a high standard of quality, of that our herbs are organic, that they've been tested, we have certificates of analysis, and that we meet GMP standards. So there's just the quality and the reassurance and the value is there. We just happen to bundle it up and even make it even better for you, to support you right now, because we care so much about you, right? What else I want to talk about just on our website, there are a couple of things. The other sale on the website is, they're not really shown here right now, but you've heard me talk about it and you'll see them really clearly on the website, are our teas. All the teas. We have a bunch of new teas. Well, we have lung support tea, we have an immune tea, we have roots and fruits tea, we have breastfeeding teas, pregnancy teas, women's balance teas, adaptogenic teas, and they're all 25% off also. So also on our website, another gift really is free shipping. And that, when you buy a gift set, that's already saving you like $12, $15, $12 right there, just because of the free shipping on the website. And I want to remind you, this is from November 29th to December 2nd. And so this will only happen these 3 days, and this will be the best deal of the year. A couple things I want to say too is, I'm really going to ask a favor. I'm going to ask you for something right now. If you have tried our products and you love them and you have good things to say, please, and they're honest, please leave a review. Our reviews, it just really matters. So when you leave a review on social media or on our website, even, you can leave reviews on Amazon and on Walmart.com, even if you didn't buy it from there, as long as you can show, like with a photograph, that you've purchased it, that you actually have owned it and you have tried it, then those reviews are social proof. And then social proof is just a ripple out effect, and it just amplifies and exemplifies everything that we do. And I would really appreciate that. And I'm going to thank you ahead of time for those of you that do that. What else do I want to say? A couple other things I want to say is about this sale. So Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, all these sales and all these platforms, like our website, birthsongbotanicals.com. You can find Birth Song Botanicals on Amazon, on Walmart.com, on Etsy. Each one of these platforms have different sales, so you're not going to find the same thing everywhere. So on Amazon, on the Prime deals where you get free 2-day shipping, we don't have the gift sets on there. We have our individual products. We have our best-selling products. We have our breastfeeding products. And those sales, we have 2 tiers going on. Some of them are 15% and some of them are 25%. So if you're not needing a whole kit, but you want like individual products, well then maybe Amazon is a place to get that, because they're not going to be on sale on our website. The gift sets are going to be on sale, the bundles. And then when you think about Etsy, Etsy does have gift sets and individuals, and Etsy has a flat 20% discount across the board. And then on Walmart, there's discounts on there too. So what I encourage you to do is pick your favorite platform and also kind of look around and see which one works best for you, because it's a little bit, I'm just trying to say that it's different in each platform, what we're doing. Okay, so recap, bundles, best deal of the year. It is absolutely the way to save. And I want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to touch this again, but I just want to remind you, as much as I'm talking about a sale here, I'm not really, I understand, I don't want to promote the hype of just buy, get, do, spend. I don't want to amplify that or even really feed to that. I do want to kind of change the language. It's not about getting a deal and getting stuff. It's about wholeness. It's about getting your needs met. It's about being deeply nourished and nurtured in the best ways that I can offer and give to you, right? Speaking of gifts, let's talk about Givingtuesday. So this year, and the years past, this is what we've done in the past, and this is what we'll do this year. If you don't know, Givingtuesday is a day that you can donate to nonprofit organizations, right? So what we're going to do is, with the profits of our sales event, we're going to take a portion of that and we're going to donate it to nonprofit organizations. Some of these organizations are local and some of them are global. And this is just off the top of my head, some of the organizations that we've given to in the past. And this is the flavor of things and people that we'll support this year. But in the past, we've donated to La Leche League. We've donated to Doctors Without Borders. We've donated to Midwives of Haiti. We've donated to midwives in Puerto Rico. We've donated to Native American midwives. We've donated to the women's shelter, the women's battered shelter. We've donated to organizations that help teen moms. We've donated to WIC offices and birth centers all over the country. I'm going to look at my list. We've donated to an organization called Every Mother Counts. We've donated to military moms. We've donated to breastfeeding groups all over. And this year, I feel really compelled to donate to a local organization that is a land trust for a mountain called Mount Kessler. And I really enjoy that place. And so I want to donate to Mount Kessler this year. And probably also to the United Plant Savers. They're doing really good work and I value their contribution. I'm telling you all this to say, it's not really to brag, but what I'm trying to say is your contribution when you buy something, you're contributing. You're contributing to a global movement. You're contributing to organizations that literally save lives. You're contributing to organizations that protect and preserve women and families and birth with dignity and respect. You're contributing to something that's way bigger than each one of us could do on our own. It's important, right? Not only are you getting your needs met, but you're helping women all over the world get their needs met. I want to share another little thing with you because this is my path, this is my calling, this is what I do and how I've done this before. So before I was a midwife, I was a massage therapist. And as a massage therapist, I worked in a spa for women, and I massaged thousands of women. And then I became a midwife. And then I had the honor and privilege of attending hundreds of home births in Northwest Arkansas. And now I'm standing here with Births on Botanicals, right? And to date, and really this number I pulled out last year, so it's a different number now, we have helped and supported more than 25,000 women breastfeed. We've helped more than 25,000 women prepare for their birth or recover from their birth or connect with their body and have a regular cycle, or keep their children healthy. And so we're a part of this movement that's here in our town. And now we send our orders. You know, the other day we were sending stuff to Australia and to Canada and Switzerland and Dubai. And I saw one from South Africa. So it's going in all these places. We also have an Amazon store in the UK, and that ships to Germany and France and Spain, somewhere else too, the UK. It's like I'm forgetting one of them. So I'm just trying to tell you that it is small, and yet it's way bigger than all of us, and that your contribution really matters. I'm going to start to wrap things up. I see Heaven looking at the phone. Is there something I should know? Okay. So I want to wrap things up, and I want to just clarify and just remind you that you're going to have a great trip if you're traveling. And remember, love and compassion and kindness goes a long way with every meal, especially giving yourself compassion. That these botanicals will really help you and your family, especially when you're away from home and at home. Our bundles is the best deal of the year, and it's only for those few days and will not repeat. Please give reviews. It means the world to me, and I really want to remind you that it's not about getting stuff. It's about getting your needs met. It's about feeding your children. It's about keeping yourself healthy and whole. It's about taking care of your family and your children. It's about helping protect women and the earth and the plants, and preserving traditional healing arts from healers and midwives and herbalists in your community and all over the world. And really, you are a part of that. We couldn't do it without you. We don't want to do it without you. You are so essential. So I'm in my mind, I'm looking at you, and you're seeing me right now, and we're holding space for women for the past and for the present and for the future. Right? So I'm grateful. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. So next week is Thanksgiving, so we will not have a live event on Thanksgiving. We will have a live event on the following Thursday, which is December 5th. In the meantime, you could get caught up on all the episodes of Apothecary Wisdom. You know you can. You can listen to the audios on SoundCloud. You can watch the videos on YouTube. You can go to our website, Birthsong Botanicals, and see the Apothecary Wisdom tab, and you'll see all the episodes and access to all the platforms there. I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to get your bundles, get your herbs, visit your platforms, make it count, make a difference in the world. And until next time, my friends, have a sip. Really, I want you to take a breath and drink deep. And remember, always walk in beauty.